Good morning, traders. This is Rick with Hit and Run Candlesticks and Tuesday's video blog. It's September 15th, by the way, Tuesday, September 15th. I want to wish everyone a great trading day. I see the futures are up a bit, so we could really, maybe we could break out of our little area. I'll show you here in a sec. So today, let's take a quick look at the overall market. We're going to look at some trade ideas. And we're going to look at some trades that I picked up yesterday and a couple that I'm holding. I do want to remind everybody that today, on Tuesdays at 11:45 Eastern, that's Tuesdays 11:45 Eastern, we'll be having an open webinar and you are invited. I'll put the link below the video down there in that text. And you must register, and this will also remind you of our upcoming Tuesday webinars at 11:45 Eastern, and it'll show you where to go and how to get in the room. So I hope you do register, and even if you don't, if you register and you can't make it, we will send you out a recording, okay? So at least give it a register so you can get the recording. All right, here we go. Tonight, let's see, I've got VXX up, so let's just start with that. VXX is still in a downtrend. We popped up here, but we've pulled back. You know, nothing yesterday was no fear, nothing to be concerned with. We did end up closing with a little doji, so by doji standards, I guess, if there's any kind of doji standards out there, if we start moving above the doji's high, that usually gives people a little bit of concern, or below the low, depending on what direction you're looking at. But really, until those dots turn green, I don't think we have anything in the belly of this bear at all. If they turn green, then okay, yes, but that means that price is going to have to get up into this area here to do that. So unless that happens, I'm not overly concerned right now in the market. FNGU, we are still trading as of yesterday's close, still in this area that I think is concerning. It's concerning because what we don't know is, are we going to break out here or are we going to break down through these lows? Well, it appears that we might try to break out, and I'm basing that on the futures this morning. Futures are up, so we might try to break out. So what we're going to need to see is, in fact, that breakout. And that's a close, by the way. That's not just a little wick up there, a close. And then we'll look for consolidation, and that might give us a reason to be gung-ho bullish on FNGU. Test with success. So success would be up, maybe retest, and it doesn't have to. The retest doesn't have to start right here. We don't know exactly where it's going to go as the high. Watch for that retest, and then we'll watch for bulls stepping in, and that's what we'll look to trade. The SPY, very similar chart. Again, above 340, 240, I get bullish. Now, I'm bullish now in the sense I'm holding only long positions, but that's just because we have not closed yet below that 332 area right here. As long as we stay in this area, I'll remain, for the most part, bullish. But very quick to get out of bullish trades if we start running to the downside. Now again, the futures are up this morning, so there is a good chance that we challenge that 342.40 area, and we just might break out. Now let's remember that tomorrow we've got an FOMC meeting, and that can always be a game changer. So we'll see what happens there. This afternoon, we may see a little slowdown in market action just in preparation for the FOMC meeting. That's possible too. So ultimately, for a bullish drive, we need to see a breakout of 342.40, and we need to see that the bulls are holding us up into this area, and that would give us reason to be pretty darn bullish, actually. On the other hand, if we start to see weakness and we come back down into this area, yeah, actually back into here, this is a choppy zone. Trade cautiously. This is where I'll back off trades a little. We start to break down, that's where we might want to look at some of those bearish trades rather than longer trades. It's always easier to make money if you go with the direction of the market. So we'll be watching that closely here. All right, let's take a look at a few trades. All righty. So one chart I have up here is SFY. SFY. I'm thinking we might try to get up here around that 32 level. You can see the pin action over here, and that just seems like a good target. We have a little low, and then we're right at the edge of another little tiny gap right in there. So 32 maybe in the cards up here. But of course, first we're going to have to break out of 27.47 up here. These highs, right? That line right there. We've got a nice little uptrend. You can we put this line right in there around that 25.80 area, and you can see how that tops out. A few little topping candles in there, and here you can see how the trend continues to rise, and you can see the green dots, the trend indicator rising. That's a bullish chart pattern, and when it breaks out, that's a clue that the sellers are backing off and buyers are in there. It's a clue that the buyers may try to take this a bit higher. So watch this 27.50 area. Over that, we could see that 32. So we'll just, if we end up buying this, we'll manage on the way up, manage our chart, and trade by our rules. Selling in a little bit into strength, maybe let it pull back, maybe buy again, that sort of thing, as it works itself to that 32. Hey, just a quick reminder, today at 11:45, this is Tuesdays, every Tuesdays at 11:45 Eastern, we're having an open webinar. There's a link below in the chat area down there. So you must register for this. So if you could do that, would sure love to see you there and listen to some input that you have, trade ideas. We'll be going over the market condition, trades we're looking at, trades we're in, you name it. Another one that I'm looking at here, we're adding to our consideration list is HWM. HWM is a rounded bottom breakout, and the 34 EMA is rising. You can see how that trend is working up right here. So we rallied up to about 1870. That's pretty much where that high is. We pulled back a little bit, and then we tagged it again, pulled back up to that 1870. Down we go, but yet making a higher low, high, all the way down to higher low. And you could, well, that's the way I'm going to look at it. Low, high, and then we've got a higher low here. A failed high, we pulled back, but we did not come back below that trend line. We're holding that trend line right there. So I'm watching for a breakout. Might even consider an entry. Let's get this. Might even consider an entry right in this area here. I'm going to go ahead and put one on over that breakout line as well. So might even consider an entry if the setup is right, which means I want to see a little consolidate. If it was to consolidate sideways, and then if I could see that there was some price action coming in here, bulls stepping in, I could take that trade. Otherwise, I'm simply going to wait for a move up, test, and then we'll look for those that chart pattern that we like to enter, basically around the 3/8 trap, around that 3/8 trap area. And then 22 and a quarter, and then maybe 26.50 up here as targets to the upside. Another one I'm looking at is CFG. CFG. CFG is trying to put in a nice little bottom right in here. Nice bottom heading up. Let's just connect some dots. So we'll connect those dots right there. This dot and this dot. You can see how it's running up. Above 28. Above 28, I suspect 32, 33 up here around this 6-5, June 5th. Top may get tagged, followed by 37 up here. And you can see over here on the left how we got to that 37 area as a possible tag here. Remember to always put a stop in, okay? Always put a stop in. Set up a plan for your trade. You know, I tell everyone that every chart can be traded. Everything can be traded at any given time as long as you have a plan. That is so key. And it doesn't have to be anything fantastic. In fact, it can be this simple right here. You know, you see this chart, it starts triggering. We use the LTA scanner to trigger us. So it starts triggering, basically buyers stepping in. It pops up, we buy it. Then what we want to do is look for a stop. Generally, our stop will be based on the previous day's candle or the past couple candles. We're going to look for support. And if that support for you is personally too far down there, what harm does it do to move that stop up a little bit? If you're liking the chart, if you want to buy that chart. So always have that stop in there. Another thing that we trade by, part of our plan, is we sell or we take some profits into strength. So as the chart's moving up. Now I have a target up here of 33. Am I going to wait for 33 before I take any profits off? Heck no. The Road to Wealth account does not wait. And that's how it went 1,400% from January 2018 to just a couple months ago. That's how we were able to take a $5,000 account and move it into a $75,000 account in a very short period of time. Is we take profits into strength. We set our stops. We abide by our stops. We protect our money. We don't like risk. Another chart is JCCI. Now, I know a few people in the Hit and Run Candlesticks trading room took a trade on this yesterday. Very nice, by the way. Congratulations to those of you. Nice trade so far. To me, it still looks like we're moving up 43.70, 45 and a quarter, then maybe 48.20. We have broken out. We closed with a breakout here and closed above that breakout point. It looks like we've been up a few days, so there is some likelihood of a little bit of consolidation. Maybe it doesn't make the trade bad at all. I think that actually sets up a possible PBO setup. And that is a pullback opportunity for those that maybe aren't in it, or for those that are in it and want to add a little bit. So let's just keep an eye on that one there. So here we're up, and we may want to move sideways just a little bit, and that may offer an entry in there. We could also get a big pop to the upside before it starts that little pullback, but I'm pretty confident that it will pull back at some point up into this area right in here. AUY, little gold, little $6 gold chart, Yamaha gold. We're putting in a pretty decent bottom right in here, pretty nice construction. We could draw a line, something like this here, and let's take these tops. And you can see how it's starting to tighten up a little bit. And that may take another day or two before it actually starts to work. But upon a breakout, or even a buy on a buy signal down here, we're looking for about $7. And that tests this August high. After that, we could easily move up into the $7.50, maybe even $8 range on Yamaha gold. Jets. I know of one person in the trading room for sure that took a trade on Jets yesterday. Jets, let's look at this right here. Let's make that blue. See how we're up and we pulled back, and then we're basically testing this high right over here. That's what all this is. And as we move up, you can see how it just forms this tight little triangle right in here, and we're really tightened up right now. Yesterday, it gapped up and it held quite well with follow through over 1840. Let's watch for that $20 tag, and then possibly $22. Now you got to know that to get to $22 up here, you're going to see some consolidation from time to time in this, and that may offer new entry points on jets. Even up to the $20 range, you're likely to see a little consolidation. That's pretty normal for trading. Remember to use those stops, remember to protect your money, and remember to, profit into strength. LYV, another chart that is setting up reasonably well. I like this one. Look how we've, right in here, right there. See how we broke out, and now here's little support right down in this area here. And then you can see how, let's make that red. There we go. You can see how we've got this top right in here. This area is a buy area. A breakout is a buy area. And I'm looking for 67.50 as a target on LYV. DRI may be setting up. DRI is a nice bottom here. Nice little pullback. The buyers took it back and they started slowly climbing it up. Look at that green dot trend, our trendicator. Man, that looks great. And then we have all this consolidation in here. Great candle yesterday, looking absolutely terrific. What I'm looking for is, let's extend this. A possible inside day, but it looks like it's opening up into this area, and that's perfectly fine. So let's just put the buy box up here. There we go. So what we want, or what we're seeing right now, is a breakout this morning. Watch for some consolidation. The breakout can be bought. Maybe we see some consolidation over the next few days. Our support's in here. Our target is around this 107 area. Nice chart to trade. Looks great. Then we've got 122 up here. If it makes it past that 107, say 108 up there. Great little consolidation. In fact, I would have to go so far to call this a box, and we're looking for the pop. That makes it a pop out of the box setup. Let's see. Sorry, this may be taking a little longer today. I've got 11 trade ideas and just a couple more to go. And then we'll take a look at a couple I bought yesterday, and we'll talk about those, okay? Thanks for hanging in there with me, and thank you so much for watching the morning video blog with me. WKHS, terrific bottom setting up here, rounded bottom setting up. We've got some lows, some highs, some higher lows, some highs, some higher lows, and now we're making a higher high. Great little 3-bar consolidation right in here, and then we broke out yesterday. I'm looking for 34.50 up here as a target. It can certainly go higher, but let's do one at a time. So watch that 34.50. Looks like we're going to open up at an inside day. That's one of my favorite buys. So here's a case where the stock is broken out, and now we want to put the buy box in there, because now what we're looking for is test with success. So we're looking for it to test, basically an inside day, test this area, and then we want to see follow through. So we want to see bulls starting to step in. And this is where we might start to take that trade right in here, and it would be okay with us anyway. We don't mind trading the breakout as well. Bottom line is we're looking for higher numbers for profit, our profit zone, and anywhere in this area we're looking for an entry. Coals. Man, did you guys see Coals yesterday? What a candle. Look at the volume on coal. Big change. Big change. So with with follow through over 30, 23, what is that? 23.35 up there. With follow through over 23.35, basically yesterday's candle. I'm shopping for 29 up here. Now I'm not in this. I'm looking to get in it, so we'll wait for our typical chart pattern. A little bit of a rest. We like buying the rest, so we'll look for that chart pattern, that entry. We'll let the scanner tell us when it's in our entry area, and then we're going to shop for that 29.50, 29 and a quarter for a profit zone. Remember to keep your stops in place. The last trade idea, and then we'll look at a couple of trades that I bought yesterday, is FSM. FSM, looking yesterday with the volume we had yesterday, kind of looking like it might want to break out. Watch for that $9, that $9 area, and then a little follow through might get you into the $10 range as well. So FSM, again, use your stops in there. Keep those stops. Remember to profit into strength. Okay, let's take a look at a few charts. Hey, first I want to mention that in yesterday's video, yesterday was Monday, and you have to forgive me, give me a little bit of slack. I had said that I was in all cash Friday. That is my bad. I apologize. That is not true. I was the whole weekend, this past weekend. I have a brand new grandbaby, and it just consumed me. We were just happy as can be. Totally spaced out what I was in and what I wasn't in. I didn't even have my trading account open on yesterday's video. And I had said I was in all cash. I was thinking about it, but I guess I didn't do that. So here is what I went in the weekend with DOW. And yesterday it closed up with a little doji. It may be doing okay here. We'll see. Maybe it jumps up into the 51 area today, maybe a little higher. It is also right in an area where, and the price action is that it just might want to pull back a little bit. But so far, it looks like it's doing okay. Coke is another one that I held over the weekend, and it seems to be doing just fine. Coke. So it's kind of slow, just meandering up. Right now, only 5% profit on Coke. So I'll hang with it as long as it stays there. Okay, here's a trade that I bought yesterday, NIO. This was on our watch list, and I bought a little NIO in here before or just as it started moving up over the T-line here. A little follow through, take out this little wedge, then I'm looking for $30 up here as a target. We probably need to be respectful of these highs right up in here. And there's a really good chance I take profits around that 21. Remember, the Road to Wealth account, it's about taking profits. You don't make money unless you don't take any money off the table. Again, I'm likely to take some profits. I see it going to $30. Plus, the way we trade our Road to Wealth account, the way we turned $5,000 into $75,000 in less than 30 months. And we're doing it again with another small account, is we profit into that strength. So as it starts moving up, we'll start taking profits. We do have our stops in there. Always have those protective stops. Another chart that we bought yesterday was PIN. Big talk on PIN yesterday. We were able to catch just a little bit of that. Not a lot. We certainly did not catch it at the bottom. We're real happy with the trade. It's right. It was right in our trap area. It's actually broke out of our trap now. Good volume. PIN looks higher. Let's see here. A little 10% move would just about 65. Let's see. Yeah, we could easily get up here well, I'm going to go right up to 75. That gives you about a 16% move right there. So this could easily get to 75. And I don't know about you, but I'll be more than happy to take my profits on it. That'll hit my goal. Maybe that'll be more than I need to make by 5-6 times. So I'll be happy to take those profits. Again, we have our stops in. We were triggered with our one of our alert windows. You can see our hot list. You can see pin on it right now. This is from yesterday. Pin PENN, and well, there you go. So that's the trades that we're in. I've showed you the trades we're looking at. Talked about the market a little bit. Please remember to check out the text below. There's a link down there for Tuesday's webinar. If you'd like to join us today at 11:45 Eastern. If you register, we'll make sure you get the recording. Thank you very much, everyone. Have a wonderful day trading.